Yep.
Like that?
Yep. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Hey, I've Got an Idea show. We are an invention podcast, and together we are going to invent something before your very ears. That is my brother, Mason Authentic Garbage Williams.
And you are my brother, Luke Thomas Williams.
Why won't you play with me?
That is your actual
Why
middle name.
won't you play the game that I've been trying to set up for like 5 or 6 episodes?
You were named for our father. Be proud.
I am proud, but it's not...
He's dead.
That's true.
Cancer.
This is getting very real. Let's do a funny nickname, though. I could be, Luke
No.
Pop-O-Matic Williams.
No. Your middle name is Thomas. It is on your driver's license.
It could be T. It might be just
It is on your birth certificate.
Initial T. Speaking of tea, you know what I like to drink tea during? While watching a fashion show.
Is this true?
No.
Why do you pollute a podcast with lies?
This segue has been magnificent, and you know what else is magnificent? The garbs! Upcoming, after we design them. Do you not agree?
I do agree.
You do agree we're gonna design some amazing garbs?
I agree.
Let's break that one down first. Let's start here. Garbs. Short for garbage?
They could be.
Is it short for garments and the person had a lisp?
It could be Garbanzo or Greta Garbo.
So, to give a little foundation for anybody who, oh dear Lord, might be listening to this one for the first time, we're gonna invent something, and this particular episode will be a fashion line. We're going to invent the next best fashion line, theoretically.
Yes, and it is particularly troubling for anyone who might be listening to this episode as their first episode, because ordinarily the dynamic is I am a barely constrained force of chaos, and Luke is the force of order that tries to rein me in and adhere to the proper format. But this time around, I've decided to be serious.
Now, why is that?
Because
You take fashion seriously?
I take fashion very seriously, Luke.
Ooh.
Fashion is important. It is a way in which we communicate ourselves through our appearances.
Okay, well, here's one important distinction I want to get out of the gate. Are we going to try and lump in things of like a makeup variety into this one, or is that just a separate thing?
I am going to say yes because you said fashion line, not clothing line. We are designing an entire aesthetic.
Oh, God. Oh, boy. I know I've said this many a time, and we've either pulled it off or we didn't, but I feel like we're a little in over our heads this time.
Not to worry, Luke. I shall guide us with my powers of order.
I love this like gothic character that you've taken on for this one.
This is my serious voice.
So serious goth Mason, are we doing goth stuff?
Our father is dead.
We're certainly doing somber stuff. Very, very, very gray and neutral in tone.
You asked me what my favorite color was, and I said a cool gray. I think it is appropriate.
That's a good color. What do we want to get into next? Some materials. What kind of thing we want to express and how we're going to express it.
Well, I think one of the important things in fashion is gender and the expression thereof.
Okay.
So we need to decide what sort of gender presentation we're going to have. Is this going to be an aesthetic wherein you have a certain sort of look for boys as opposed to a certain other sort of look for girls? Or perhaps will we have something that's more androgynous and like anyone can wear anything? Or are we going to play a bit with the gender binary and have like a distinctive look that says this person is non-binary or what have you?
I like both, to be honest. I like the dynamic of very different gender expressions, whether regardless of what that means to the individual. And I also really like a little bit of androgyny.
All right.
Love me a cute girl with a mustache. My God.
Noted.
But tuck that in the back pocket. But which I mean my butt.
Well, like Marilyn Monroe from the Breakfast Cereal episode, the tattoos, the guns, the bandana, and then also just pop a sweet handlebar on her.
Uh-huh. Wouldn't turn it down. But here's the thing. There's expression and there's this like homogeneous androgyny. I want to do something sort of political, I think, with it. Like, I wouldn't mind doing, like, I love the idea of boys in skirts, not kilts, boys in skirts, and I love the idea of something that a girl is not supposed to wear, that she isn't just doing like the female version of it, but like it's.
Well, the mustache, as you said. Or
yeah,
like,
I want the clothing equivalent of a mustache.
Jockstrap.
Yeah, but I mean that's very anatomically specific, right?
Suspenders.
Yeah, suspenders. Suspenders look great on ladies.
The color blue.
Yeah, I like that. So what do we have
Ties.
so far?
Avril Lavigne in that necktie over like a shirt.
Yeah, that was a good look. That was a good idea. Very easy to replicate. And you know what? That like girls in like a jersey or like a dress shirt or something like that. It's always a good look. Always a very good look.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's
particularly if it's like an oversized one and there's like no pants showing.
Oh yeah, because then you got, not only do you have that, you know, that scandalous nature of that look, but you also have that I'm wearing my boyfriend's clothes and it's like I'm wearing a boy clothes thing.
Yeah, but like in this context, it's not, oh, I'm wearing like my boyfriend's jersey because I spent the night at his place. This is more like, this is my jersey. Sort of the inverse of what Eddie Izzard once said, is like, people ask me why I wear women's clothing. I'm not wearing women's clothing. This is my clothing. I bought it. It's mine. It's like the same sort of thing. It's like, no, I'm not wearing a boy's shirt. This is my shirt. I bought it. It's mine.
You know, a good friend of mine who's over sometimes, I guess it's not a good friend of mine. It's a good friend of my friends. But anyway, point is,
He's a bad friend of yours?
No, sorry, this is a they as well.
Okay.
I got to make sure I get my pronouns right. Someone who is gender fluid, I really appreciate that they literally have a ball cap that says boy on it. And they decide when they set out that day if they're going to wear it.
Okay, so the default is not to wear it, but if they're feeling particularly masculine, they can pop it on. Do they have another one that says girl, or do they have some other article of clothing that says girl?
I don't know. I've only seen the boy one so far. When
maybe like a Minnie Mouse kind of thing. There's the bow on the side of the head that says girl.
Whoa, you know what? Minnie Mouse is a good look too. Like just the mouse ears with a bow. Like any guy that's gonna attempt to like pull that off confidently is gonna have a nice little air of confidence. Like this is back to like the guy at the skirt thing. I think that any like it's really hard to not trip over the pronoun stuff here, or like the gender politics stuff here. But like your traditional heteronormative male, any male that chooses to go out like in what is traditionally female attire, not necessarily like crazy fashionable, but just skirt, dress, that kind of thing. I always think that that's a good look on them because it takes a certain level of confidence to not take yourself that seriously, that you really don't care. You know, I guess that's fashion in general, but also, I mean, maybe that's a little on the nose.
Well, also, and I hate to, body shame here, but that tends to look better on a fitter guy. As is true of much fashion, it accentuates what you're working with. So if you've got like a really fit guy and he's wearing like a dress or a skirt, that's a good look. On a fat dude, maybe not so much, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, I guess that's true. But is that really for any particularly good reason, or is that just
I think it's the way the fabric hangs, because biologically male individuals, we carry our fat in different places than biologically female people tend to.
True. Okay, so...
Okay, can I just say, you're talking Minnie Mouse.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of, like, the Minnie Mouse skirt and how it is actually so short that if she weren't wearing her underwear, you would be constantly seeing her crotch. And her underwear is, in fact, big and puffy enough that you, no matter which way she's sitting or posing, you're basically always looking at her underwear. That's sort of like the inverse of the trend we had for a while of, like, guys letting their pants ride low so you could see their underwear.
That's not too gone of a trend, unfortunately. I have seen this month the entirety of a man's ass.
Wait. Was he not wearing underwear? Because you can't go commando with that look.
He was in fact wearing underpants, but I saw all of the underpants. I could tell you the approximate width of each like butt cheek.
Okay.
But I mean that's a good point.
Well, that as well is a bold look. It's like the skirt, and then like, I don't care who sees my underwear, bam. And at that point, is it really underwear?
Another bold look, the Donald Duck.
Yeah, Porky Pig in it, just wearing shirt, no pants. Love it.
Mm-hmm. Just have your, like, any of your dingly danglies right out there.
Mm-hmm.
Why not?
Bold. Own
Probably
it.
The law. Probably that would
the
be...
law would be a problem. Okay. So censor bar, but like you just drape it over from the front, like with suspender kind of look. So you're just wearing the shirt, no pants, then suspenders, and hanging down there's a black rectangular bar in front of your dick.
It's bold.
It's very bold.
I can appreciate the message of it too. That's like, this is the censored life the law requires me to have.
Or possibly something that recontextualizes your genitals so that they are no longer obscene despite still being genitals. Like, if you just had, I don't know, genitals, but like you had them with sesame seeds and 2 all-beef patties and lettuce, mayo, etc., then that's not a dick and balls anymore. That's a Big Mac.
You're talking about a Big Mac dick sandwich?
Big Mac dick sandwich.
So if you just walk around carrying a Big
Damn
Mac...
it, no, I'm being too wacky again. No, you need to be the wacky one. I need to bring the force of order. That is not a sensible thing to say. So no, I am proposing pants.
But you get your dick out, and then you wear the censor bar.
Well, perhaps pants with a third leg, so that it's not a skirt, you don't have full access, but you do have a direct channel from your dick to the ground.
What if it was just like an animal pants situation that you painted like an elephant face on your little trunk.
Well, they do make elephant underwear where you've got
that
like
has the
that.
wiener part.
And the great thing about that is if you've got a bunch of people all wearing that, you do like a sort of a conga line thing, like elephants do, where the trunk reaches out and grabs the tail of the elephant.
Isn't that nice?
It's fun.
It's a fun
You just grab
activity.
the guy in front of you with your dick.
I thought for a second that you were gonna say it's fun when you get if you have a bunch of. I thought you were gonna say if you have a bunch of wieners, like in case you're packing like a pack of 8.
Well, okay. Here's the thing: if you've got I'm gonna hit you with a hypothetical. Let's say you've got like 12 realistic wieners and your own existing wiener, which is number 13. You've got them all over, right? And you are garbed in such a way that it is not clear which of these is your real wiener. Mm-hmm. And then about half of these are appropriately covered, half of them aren't. And you're walking down the street and the cop comes up to arrest you and he's like, I'm gonna arrest you for having your dick out. And you're like, oh, but officer, which one is the real dick? And because you can't arrest me for having like my real dick covered and just displaying a fake dick. And he's like, I'm gonna have to check all your dicks.
And then he looks down and he's like, huh? And he pulls up his aviators and he like kind of like makes a scrunchy face trying to like analyze it with his mustache being all like scrunched up. And then you pee.
Well, you pee with all of them at once. Like you release like the secret hidden bladder and then they all just piss. Each of them a different liquid. Which is bad because about half of them, as I said, are in pants. So you're peeing like 6.5 pairs of pants simultaneously.
Mason, I have an important question for you. Are we inventing a fashion line right now?
Damn it! Oh, being straight-laced is hard.
Yeah.
That was a good idea, and I gotta quash it. I gotta stuff it down deep inside. You be wackier so I can quash you.
I'm actually feeling like I'll just kind of nap it up a little bit.
What? You're napping?
Yeah. No, we gotta get back on the clothing line thing. Enough with the 12 pack of dicks being Mountain Dew into our pants.
Okay.
We were going gray pants.
Cool gray. We do have pants. For both genders, we got pants, but at the same time, it's risque. Possibly is like, hey, this is challenging your notion of what gender is, but also I am not, I repeat, not going to get arrested for my cool gray pants.
Ooh, what if they were completely, like, boring gray pants?
Love
except that in a very, like, I don't want to say elegant, in a very plain, bold font, it's got either penis on the crotch or vagina written across the crotch, and then they could be sized all manner of things, all manner of ways.
Okay.
And it's a little more direct than the hat that says boy.
Well, the problem is we don't want to equate gender with genital.
And we don't, and we aren't. I'm just saying that one could choose to portray as though they have whichever they choose.
Well, now here's the thing. Do we have to limit ourselves to penises and vaginas? Can we claim that there are other things there? Can you have, like, bold font over your crotch that says Big Mac? Or 12 penises?
Or, like, I don't know, clam chowder.
I like the idea of wearing a t-shirt that just has an arrow pointing down and 12 penises.
Okay, hang on. Here's another question. We do a bunch of silly things on our show.
Occasionally, not this episode. I'm reining it in.
Right, this is good. Our first serious episode.
So serious.
But I couldn't help but notice that t-shirts tend to have just lame slogans on them. Like, funny t-shirts can say just about anything.
You can literally get a t-shirt printed with anything at any time. Like, I literally, at one point, I once wanted a t-shirt that said some words on it. I literally just Googled print t-shirt, custom t-shirt or something like that. Went to the first site I saw, typed in some text, and like 2 weeks later, I had it in my hands, and it was $20. It's not hard to make a t-shirt.
Not hard. But so I'm wondering if that's like too simple of a cop-out. Like, we can't go that route, even though it's like the easiest way to package our funny ha-has.
Yeah, like it's going to be like the Nehru jacket. Like when the Beatles tried to make the Nehru jackets popular, this is true, it caught on for a little bit, but then it immediately stopped because it turns out like they were way too easy to make. So the market got flooded and like nobody cool was wearing them anymore because you could get them anywhere.
Okay, so how can we undo the impact that a t-shirt has on a wardrobe? How can we counter the t-shirt?
Okay, so you have the t-shirt, but then you have the sensor bar and the suspenders, but it's higher up and it blocks out whatever the t-shirt says. So you could be wearing any t-shirt. No one's going to know what you're trying to express on your torso because you got the sensor bar.
You know what? As funny as that is, that it would be like, but that's essentially like an accessory that you wear over top, which is fine if that's, the fashion, way you're going to go with this.
Well, now here's the thing. There's nothing so fascinating and nothing so frustrating as someone wearing what looks like a funny t-shirt that you don't recognize, and you're like, oh man, I bet that's a funny t-shirt, but then they got like a jacket or something over it, so you're only seeing half of it, and you're like, god damn it, turn around.
I get that.
Or if it's like wrinkled in a weird way and you're trying to stare at them and they think like you're staring at their boobs or something, it's like, no, I don't care about your boobs, I'm looking at your funny cloth on top of them.
Right.
Please stretch it out so it is flat.
Here's an idea. What if we had a custom shirt that you would wear over top that could censor out any given t-shirt? Like, you can order the censor bars in whatever arrangement you want printed onto this transparent t-shirt.
Okay, no. Like a sweater. Like, picture a big cool gray sweater, but it's got holes cut in it strategically in a pattern so that the shirt under it, you're only letting like half the message come through. And people are like, oh man, I wonder what that is. I bet it's really, something interesting. And then, when, that special someone, you're like, oh, you get to see what my shirt says. And then you take off your shirt and it says, I'm a boy. And they're like, oh, okay.
Right. I'm thinking of like a version of that being like, you could change the message entirely by changing some of the letters. So like, the t-shirt underneath is I'm with stupid with the arrow pointing, but you put on the overshirt and it's just I'm Stu.
Sort of like the shirt equivalent of the Do It For Her from that one Simpsons episode.
Sorry, I forget the punchline on that one.
That was the Maggie episode, and it was like, why don't we have any pictures of Maggie? And at the very end, you see that this whole time where the fourth wall is, where, Homer works, Mr. Burns put up a big poster that says, don't forget you're here forever. But then Homer put up a bunch of Maggie pictures over top of it, so it says, do it for her.
Oh, that's
You
good.
see that
that's
episode?
Sweet. No, that's sweet. I like that.
This is quality comedy here, discussing plot points from a 25-year-old show. Mm-hmm. Hey, you remember that time Marge was afraid of flying?
I do. Let me off.
Yeah. It's also Hans Moleman. He's funny.
He is a funny guy. He did a lot of funny things.
He got hit in the groin with a football.
Yeah, and Homer smooshed his head and said it was like a peanut.
It was like a peanut, yeah.
Yeah.
Quality podcast.
If you actually want some quality Simpsons critique, this is actually just a recommendation from Luke. Check out Super Eye Patch Wolf's Rise and Fall of the Simpsons, I think it's called.
Okay.
But yeah, that's just a YouTube video. It's essentially, I love when these critical YouTube videos can wind up taking like a good half hour to say what they need to say. So they're essentially like mini docs. Like, yeah, this one is well worth your time. Super Eye Patch Wolf. Anyway, moving on.
Anyway, moving on. Okay, so what do we have so far? We've got cool gray aesthetic. We've got androgynous, but you can play with gender. We've got a t-shirt, but then you can put other things over top of it to change the meaning of it. Loving it so far.
Like, I feel like fashion line means we don't have to pick. We don't have to consolidate all of these things together. We can just we, like you say, an aesthetic, we just sort of have to consolidate the branding of it so that it all works together. Or maybe it doesn't work together, and that's the aesthetic.
Okay, let's go modern. Do we want to have interactive smartphone functionality?
It'd be cool to do something like that.
You have like some sort of QR code or some bullshit on your apparel, and then I can just look at you through my phone, and I see weird AR stuff that's happening all around you. Like this shirt, if I look at you through my phone, it's got like little glowing moth things that are flying around you, or it's got lightning, and it's badass as hell.
I feel like the average hit rate for any sort of integration like that, if it's not really... Okay, it's either like overly, what's the word I want here? Not trendy, but like for the fringe nerd person, the enthusiast, or it's just not adapted at all. Like if you have a hoodie that you like the style of the hoodie, and it just so happens that there's like a channel sewn into it that you can put your earbud cables through. Yeah. And then like, oh, I should put my earbuds through this so that they don't have to dangle all over. It's like, come on, no, nobody's gonna do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if there's speakers in your backpack or something like that, it's like, oh, you could put a speaker in here and put the cable in.
No one's
here,
gonna do that
like,
shit.
No,
yeah.
no, they want it for a backpack. They can put speakers that are speakers outside of a backpack into the backpack, and then you could have both separately. Like,
oh, okay. Now here's the thing, though. You know who is gonna be watching you through digital cameras? The state. Yeah, exactly. So maybe, this is the 21st century. We gotta think like crypto fucking shit. Maybe we want something that is gonna mess with that a little bit, like an aesthetic that like fools facial recognition or gait detection, or like the QR code. It doesn't do cool alternate reality shit. It just like straight up implants a virus. It's like, hey, look at my shirt, and then it's got a code on the shirt, and as soon as you look at it, the computer's like, oh, that's a URL. Let me go ahead and translate that. It's like, oh god, my mainframe.
Yes. Do you think, I'm assuming that you've seen that other facial recognition thing too, where like there is a style of like, I don't remember if it was haircut or hat or makeup.
Or like makeup and stuff where it's like asymmetrical on your face, or like you've got another eye on your cheek or something and it messes up the camera.
Yeah. That stuff's real cool.
That's real cool.
I mean, that is legitimate cyberpunk for right now.
Oh, it's cyberpunk as shit.
That is as cyberpunk as it gets.
Fuck like, yes.
Somebody's character design in a Mirror's Edge or in a Deus Ex game where they have a weird like third eye tattoo, and it's like, oh, that's so lame, this weird cyberpunk aesthetic. But it's like, no, that shit could actually be determined now logically to keep your anonymity.
Well, you want to know what the not conspicuous version of that is?
What's that?
Just brand names. Like, people are always wearing brand names, but you ever watch like something on TV or whatever, brand names, they get automatically censored out. So if you have the Coca-Cola logo over your face gets blurred out.
Now there's
clearly that's how that would work.
There's something to that too. Like, if you were to wear a visor and the visor says enough of a thing that it would blur you out, it would blur out your face, because that would take up enough of your face that it would blur down a little bit too. You'd take out the eye part, you're pretty much good. So,
but at the same time, you're wearing this, you go out to a party, you still want people to think you look aesthetically pleasing, if not physically attractive.
So is this possibly like we dip into the irony side of this, that if you like put a corporation there that's corporate enough that for sure they would flag it because no free advertisement, but by the same token you couldn't possibly endorse it? So like Walmart.
Like Enron.
Yeah. Like an Enron Walmart joint.
Yes. You
visor.
Got like Manulife on your left ear.
Yeah. You just sort of start looking like, hey, how do they put, like, pictures of NASCAR drivers into
those
things?
guys do pay for sponsorship.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I suppose that is the thing, because that's paid for, so it's different, right?
Which I guess means that if Walmart is the one trying to surveil you, and they're like, oh, we can't watch this guy. Why not? Well, he's got our own logo on him. Fuck it. Start paying him, and then they'd immediately be able to see you. But, like, you get, like, a ding on your phone. It's like, Walmart has paid for your endorsement. You're like, shit.
Shit, they're watching.
Shit, they're on to me. But also, thank you. $10. Don't mind if I do.
Oh, God. Big Brother Walmart.
Yeah.
That's scary.
That's the world we live in, my friend.
Scary and entirely too true.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we are living in very, idiocratic times.
That is not the word you wanted to use.
What does that mean then?
I think the word you wanted was idiosyncratic.
Well, I wanted to reference idiocracy.
Okay.
So is that not idiocratic?
Well, Idiocracy is the name of the movie. Idiocracy, I don't believe, is in the actual dictionary.
Ah, okay. But, I mean, I feel like it needs to be now.
Yeah, you know what? Sure, I'll allow it. Idiocratic. The state of being in an idiocracy.
Yeah. Okay. There you go. If we didn't invent a fashion line this week, we at least invented a word.
All right.
And by we, I mean you conceding.
I am conceding that we will allow this, again, brand name, copyrighted term to enter the general lexicon.
Okay. What's our ambition with this fashion line? Like, what's our core value and message? What are we trying to do here?
I got 3 words for you.
Okay.
Get people laid.
I thought maybe you were gonna say like get money.
Well, I mean that's side effect
for clothing. A basic business model for a fashion line.
Well, I mean...
But sure, we can skip that.
Get people laid, the money will follow, my friend.
I mean, I guess you want to at least create that, like, sense of desire that you want this clothes because it will help you to get laid, or yeah. I want to bring another thing up just because I like things that I like, and I want to throw this one in here. This is not currently part of my style, but I'm thinking I want to get it into my wardrobe as soon as possible. I want some Hawaiian shirts.
All right.
Think about anybody who's ever worn a Hawaiian shirt, and aren't they cool?
Very. Like Dale?
Uh-huh. He was the cool one.
Yep. And
he was the Michelangelo of the group.
I'll allow it.
Why? That was okay. Go on.
But no, I'm agreeing with you. The Hawaiian shirt is a good look.
Okay. How can we reinvent that?
Okay.
Make it gray.
Well, no. Hawaiian shirt, does it have to be a shirt?
I mean, ooh, a nice Hawaiian romper.
Okay, here's another question. The Hawaiian shirt, is that actually something made by and invented by Hawaiians, or was that like fucking white colonizers during the tiki phase who were like, hey, we're gonna make this thing and call it a Hawaiian shirt?
Yeah, I mean, there's almost no way that it has anything to do with actual Hawaiian culture.
Yeah. But still, I think it would be kind of hard for you to find a native Hawaiian who finds Hawaiian shirts offensive. Like, that's probably not a thing. We're probably, being offended on behalf of other people.
Yeah, it's probably like any tourism thing. Like, it's just sort of like a way of the place, right? Like
Mhm.
a necessary evil, if you will.
Sure.
Um,
Okay, but just in general, what are the elements of the Hawaiian shirt? Is it floral print? Do we need floral print?
it's
Bright colors?
it's definitely bright colors. It's definitely certain kinds of colors that
Loose fit?
you would call tropical. Basically, open a tropical Skittles pack
Okay.
and pick one of those, and that can be the color. Um, and yeah, loose fit. I think it's a button-up shirt that you sometimes maybe button halfway and no
Mhm.
more.
Okay. Now here's my concept. We already know that we want something over top of something else. Hawaiian shirt kind of look. You would want that over top because it's the looser thing. So you have like the tighter fitting garment underneath. That's got the message on it. But then your Hawaiian shirt, where the flowers are, that's not a secondary color. That's like cut through. So you're wearing this and you can just barely see through what is essentially a floral mesh.
Trying
The
to decide
hint
how I feel about it.
the hint of meaning as filtered by flowers.
I'm not sure I can picture it.
Okay,
So, flowers.
take Dale
Right.
and then write "I'm a boy" on his white shirt, but then like dump chemicals that react with the lighter colors on his Hawaiian shirt and cause that part of the shirt to dissolve out. So he's wearing like a net over a shirt that says, boy. Does he wear an undershirt? Am I picturing this correctly?
I feel like, hang on. Rescue Rangers Dale.
Oh, you meant Rescue Rangers Dale. I was thinking of Dale Cooper.
No.
Okay.
That's not true.
He doesn't wear a Hawaiian shirt?
No, he does. Okay, Dale's Hawaiian shirt. I mean, also true. Dale Cooper doesn't wear a Hawaiian shirt.
Okay.
But Dale from... I just noticed a completely different thing I'm going to mention. Chip...
Yes.
Has 2 buck teeth in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
Dale has 2 teeth as well, but they're gapped out exactly as far as Chip's single teeth. So it's like if you took 4 teeth and gave 2 of them to one and 2 of them to the other, that would be like the placement of it.
So you're saying if they kissed, it would match up perfectly.
It would be a very smooth little smooch.
They're very compatible.
God, Gadget's hot.
Yeah. God,
damn
fuck
it.
Yes. Of course.
Damn it.
Okay, now, Gadget's jumpsuit. We love jumpsuits. We love jumpsuits? He said with a question mark.
Yes?
You know what else? Hot? Goggles
What?
on the forehead.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking at all this right now.
That's been hot, and that's been cyberpunk since the day goggles were invented.
I want to point out that the back to the Hawaiian shirt thing for a second.
Yeah.
Dale's Hawaiian shirt is kind of atypical in that it's red with yellow flowers that look more like asterisks.
Okay. Well, I mean, easier to draw. You got to animate this shit. You're not going to draw orchids every frame.
But the one thing that I was concerned about that I'm glad I double checked is that, yeah, it's not visibly buttoned up, but it is definitely half open, like halfway down.
So
and
is there an undershirt? That's the research mission I sent you on. Does he have an undershirt?
There is no undershirt, and there is just fuzzy chipmunk, like chest hair popping out.
Yeah.
Quite a bit.
That's a look.
It is a look. Also, it looks like Dale likes to surf. Big surprise.
Well, yeah.
Also, I'm looking at a picture of both Chip and Dale in dresses with wigs.
Okay.
And that's a thing.
Is this something that happened on the show, or are you looking at some fan art?
I am also now looking at a gadget that is pregnant.
Okay.
And a gadget that is an anime girl.
Of course.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and bookmark this.
Is this going to be a regular feature? Is Luke goes on Google image search and finds something that turns him on? Like, is that our shtick now?
I found a sensor. Okay, I actually, let me not say anything. I'm gonna send you this image.
Oh boy.
And I think this is our next talking point here. Why can I'm just sorry. I'll copy and paste here. Okay, you ready for this?
I was born ready. Okay, click. Okay. Chippendale, scientifically accurate. And then we have what is a picture of one slightly more, non-anthropomorphized realistic chipmunk with a giant sensor bar where its genitals would be.
Mm-hmm.
Which, again, the sensor bar implies far more, I think, than would actually be there. I don't believe chipmunks are hung like that.
Nah, I think that would be a little bit cumbersome.
They're scampering around and like it's dragging behind them. That's going to be inconvenient.
It's gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
To say nothing of the nuts.
So like we've established that covering something up is the best, like because you have your viewer, their imagination runs wild of what's behind it, right?
Yeah.
So that's
reel
the
them
point of the sensor bar. It entices. If you're just seeing genitals, it's like ho hum. I've seen genitals before. But if you tease and be like, hey, maybe there's something good under here, that's going to get people interested. Same thing with the shirt over the message. It's like, hey, there's an enticing message here. If you get close to me, maybe I'll let you read the full message, right?
Can we expand on that concept any? Like, do we have a message that is like you have two different versions of the message, one that's like covered by a jacket and one that's not, where it's like you intentionally should wear this with a jacket kind of thing?
Okay, so like somebody's got a message on their shirt, but they've got the jacket over it and it's covering either side, and someone's just like, that's the monorail emoji. Why? What is going on with you? And then they take off the jacket and you see it's thumbs up monorail eggplant, and you're like, oh,
yeah, that's those idiots. Right. Okay, so let's review our line so far.
Please.
We've got plain gray pants.
Love it.
We've got suspenders attached to censorship bar.
Love it.
We've got an inversion of the Hawaiian shirt where the floral print is actually more of a flower mesh
now
covering
I'm
stuff.
picturing like a George O'Keeffe Hawaiian shirt.
Perfect. We have possibly like mixed messages because you have like custom printed sensor bar stuff or like custom fitted. Well, if that's the thing, if you actually had to have it specially made for you.
Well, you got to come up with like a slogan or something that encapsulates your identity. But then not only is it a slogan that encapsulates your identity, but then also you wear something over it and it changes the message into something else that is also kind of your identity, but also teases and hints at something more.
I got a bit of a wild tangent to go on.
Okay.
But I'm just thinking about how it must be really exhausting and a strange mental position to be really wealthy. Because if, the like people that are especially interested in fashion and the incredible price tag that can be associated with high fashion, and that like the angle that you get with some fashion people where they might say like, oh, and who are you wearing? Implying that you might be taking on someone's actual like specific fashion product line, and it might even be more personal than that it might be someone that has designed something so specific that it's just for you.
Yeah.
Like you can work specifically with a fashion person that they make all my clothes kind of thing.
And they like make your super suit, and the one is stretchy and the other is turns invisible.
Right. And if you were able to do like superpower stuff, obvious, like, okay, for real though, it would be an entirely different sort of conversation if that was what we were actually
yeah, no, let's not get into superpowers. We are sticking with purely practical matters. I'm being straight-laced and sensible, and I'm going to say we are going to stick to clothing that we can ourselves make.
Now, but this is where I was going with that, though. Could you imagine what it would be like to be in a position where you have to get your clothes from a very specific set of wealthy, like, pre-existing circumstances, and the concept of wearing something mass-produced is like, oh, why would you do that? Kind of like actually shifting your perspective to that, when that is 99.999% of the rest of the world. Like, the vast majority wear commonly produced material.
Yeah, no, I don't have any article of clothing that is specifically tailored for me. Everything that I own, it was like medium.
Yeah. So that's just, I'm trying to wrap my mind around that. Is there an angle there? Do we try and sell specifically to one person? Like, can we make custom stuff?
Like, stuff that you can custom tailor to yourself, like adjustable clothing. Like, it's got drawstrings and shit in it.
Or we could go the Final Fantasy fashion angle and have it all belts.
Belts everywhere, yes. That's a good look. And that's going to tie back into the cyberpunk thing, because it's going to confuse the robots because they see a belt on your arm and they think that's your butt.
So maybe you could even put the belt, fasten it like from your waist up to like your face.
Yeah, just belts all over the place. And the cool thing about belts is like Texas belt buckle style. You can put whatever messages, whatever emblems you want on a belt buckle. And it's right front and center. Like, look at my buckle. Boom. Do not mess with this state.
Right.
Now, it doesn't have to be Texas. Like, don't mess with Oregon, and there's like a rectangle.
Okay, let's tie this all back together. Let's put our main fashion model on the runway here, wearing all of these garments.
Okay, Luke, I'm going to need you to cue in some runway music.
All right. And 3, 2, 1, hit it! All right.
No, it's no good. Make something else.
Oh, shit. Fuck. Okay.
Something else.
Okay. Here we go. And 3, 2, 1, hit it!
Much better.
Yeah? That's a little bit better?
I'm feeling sexy.
Oh, yeah. This is some nice, sexy runway music.
I'm too sexy for my shirt. But fortunately, these models aren't.
It's not that, though.
No.
It's not that song.
No, it's a different song.
It's a different song I made.
Good.
Yeah.
You're making these songs, these beats?
This one, yes.
Sweet.
In fact, I added in some dogs here.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you like that? The dog part?
I do like that.
Let's discuss this model.
Okay. So, we have a model, and you know what? We're body positive. This does not look like one of your heroin waifs that we have on typical runways. This is a person who just looks good, is very comfortable in their skin. I have no idea what their gender identity is, but whatever they are, they're rocking it. They got purple eyes.
Purple eyes.
They got like long curly brown hair.
Yeah. Okay.
They're missing an ear. That's weird.
That's actually pretty. Yeah.
I wonder what happened there. But anyway, they are currently wearing gray pants.
There's the gray. Well, no, start at the top.
Whoa, start at the top. Okay.
We're on the neck. There's a belt there.
We have got a belt on the neck. That's strategically inadvisable, but oh no, it's got like a little breakaway thing. So if you put too much pressure on it, just comes off. That's nice.
Oh, that's good. And the face.
Okay.
He does have the purple.
Question: if you have a belt on your neck, is that not just a collar?
Okay, so that's his collar.
Okay, we got a collar.
Yeah, that was a collar.
Cool.
My bad. Okay, then they've got the purple eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but partially covering the face, we have
We have the Walmart logo.
We have the Walmart visor belt buckle.
Yeah. I mean,
which also connects down to his waist.
I like the Walmart logo, like the sort of yellow starburst, and it's like over the one eye. That's actually a pretty good look. And the yellow brings out the purple.
Oh, that's nice.
That's a good look.
But you know what else looks nice is the absence of color as we go down to the torso. And what's that? Instead of the bright colors of flowers, it's all grays covering up these words. It's the overlay of a floral shirt now covering the words. What's a t-shirt that would be underneath? What's our model wear?
It says hang in there, baby, and there's a cat dangling from a branch, I think.
Oh, okay, but that was because he just took off when he did his before
that
pirouette.
It was sort of covered up on either side, so it said "Gin their ba."
In the baby.
in the baby, yes. Gin baby.
Gin baby. It said gin baby.
Gin baby, but then he took it off and it's the cat. But you know what? That's cooler than the regular cat, like you think regular kitten. And that cat, that's cute. But no, this is a cool kitten. He's got an emoji for a face.
Yeah, we thought it was the gin baby, but in fact, it was the hang in there kitty with the kitty face. And now our model has put that gray flower over what do you call it, jacket, whatever, it's over his shoulder,
over the shoulder, nice,
down to the gray pants with all the belts that connect to
so
wherever. So entirely too many
One
belts.
size fits all with these pants, but you do have to spend 15 minutes in the morning adjusting it for your body.
And as we go down, we see the shoes. And what's he wearing on those feet?
The shoes, again, just to mess up the cyberpunk future we live in. Shoes not matching. That's a bold look there.
Yeah, I feel like we got like a lime green for one, and like some paisley and lavender. Yeah.
No, it's bold. Like they do, like one does sort of lead into the other. Like there's sort of a gradient across the feet, but it's still like two very different things. It sort of looks almost like a flower in bloom, but off to one side.
Perfect. A tremendous performance from this model as well. Very, very good look for them. What's that model's name?
That model's name is Thomas. So that's me then. I'm. You look great, Luke.
I'm on. Thank you.
What happened to your ear?
Oh, I didn't need it anymore.
Okay.
So that was my set.
Yeah.
Bye. I'll go. I'll be back later. I just, if you have any other questions for me as your model here, figure this is an ideal time. I can tell you anything about this fashion line that I embody.
We do have a question, Thomas, Mr. Famous Model Thomas.
All right, shoot. What's your question?
What's the underwear like? What's the stitch on the underwear?
Oh, it's a 12-pack, and there's some fake ones in there. But when you find it, it's a good time.
Well, it's worth it for that hunt, sure.
Yeah, but along the way, you might get a little splash or something else.
You might have like a little adventure, sure.
Yeah, that's what's going on down there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you rocking any jewelry with this ensemble?
I have a nice brooch.
That's actually very nice.
Nice brooch here. It's a roach.
It's a roach brooch.
It's a roach brooch.
Okay. Now, to be clear, when you say a roach brooch, is it a cockroach or a roach like as in a short little joint?
It's actually both. You can see he's got it in his little mouth there.
Oh, yeah, okay. That is very nice. You're very 420 friendly.
Roach with a roach brooch. I mainly try to wear it to impress my coach.
Good. And last question, Thomas,
Yes.
famous model. If you think your ensemble means something, if it communicates something to the world, and you could express that in words, what would you say that message is?
I got just one word for you. Finesse. And I get laid a lot.
Well, yeah, you're clearly... You can't spell finesse without fine.
And C with two S's. And it's not really C, it's more like... You know what, it mostly just says fine. Now that you point.
And you can't spell fine without in.
That's true, that's in there.
And you can't spell in without I.
And speaking of I actually, I have to go. I just do my little turn.
Do your little turn on the catwalk.
And I'm out.
Woo! We love you, Thomas.
And cut the music. And I think we did it.
I'm pretty sure we did do it. Yes.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Well, that'll do it for this episode of Hey, I Got an Idea show. We are officially on YouTube now. You can check that out. There's also Twitter, Facebook. Hey, I've Got an Idea show is at higaishow.com. We have some fan art now.
What? We do?
Yeah. So check that out. It's really good.
And also, if you want any of the clothing that we came up with on this episode,
where can they get that?
Head on over to squarespace.com/higai fashion, and all of it is available for sale with a 20% off if you use the coupon code BROTHERS.
That's us. We are brothers.
Yeah.
We invent things.
Squarespace, they make quality clothing.
Well, I think that will do it. Oh, sorry. Also, there's an Instagram. Also, feel free to rate us on iTunes. That hasn't happened yet, but it could if it was you.
And all those videos that Luke has so tirelessly and so faithfully uploaded to YouTube, you can repost those to Vimeo or Pornhub.
Wow, that is terrible advice.
Well, I mean, they can.
How about instead you do that, it's a bit of a trope, but like, comment, and subscribe thing, or maybe share those videos if, people aren't inclined to actually look at a podcast. You could share that on your Facebook feed or whatever. That's the actual engagement we want.
No, I think they should pirate our content.
Mason, my brother.
Yes.
How about you hit us up with what our next week's going to be?
Okay, well, you may recall some time ago, I proposed that I had a big thing and a little thing, and you picked the little thing. Are you ready for the big thing?
I'm as ready as I'm going to be.
Are you ready for the big show?
Is it a show? Are we making a show?
Luke,
Yes.
Next episode is... You and I are going to invent a sport.
Yes! Oh, I've been waiting for this one. I didn't know who was going to pitch it first, but I totally am ready to do a sport. Yes, absolutely.
All right. So next week, that's sports.
Sport next week. And as always...
Thumbs up, Monorail Eggplant.
Good night, everybody. Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
Like that?
Yep.